This is Kobie. He's trying to avoid the fate of two of his brothers. They went from school to prison.
It's so easy to get caught up in the school-to-prison pipeline. So the school-to-prison pipeline is everywhere, literally. Like, everywhere.
Kobie grew up in a tough neighborhood in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
It's a low-income community, poverty. It's a lot of crime.
Few people have got killed out here. It's been breaking-ins out here.
Kobie is the second youngest of his mother's 9 children.
He has one brother that's currently incarcerated in a state prison. He has another brother who has been incarcerated multiple times. I believe he's actually on parole right now. And then his brothers were getting really involved into what happens in the street life and those kind of things. That could be selling drugs, that could be robberies. It was a lot at the time going on with Mom. Housing was a concern, employment was a concern, transportation was a concern. So when all those challenges are there and you have 9 kids, like, it's easy for things to slip through the cracks, trying to find ways to make ends meet. So not to say that education became the back burner, but it just wasn't as reinforced as much as it could have been.
Kobie spent part of his childhood in Ypsilanti with his godmother, not his mother.
She had other siblings that she needed to take care of, and for one, I just felt like I was helping out. And I kind of thought that he might take the wrong path, when he went back home to his mom.
Kobie's mom and dad were separated.
Even though his dad is supportive of Kobie, but it's more supporting from a distance.
Not having a father figure or someone there to protect you and make sure that you're secure is hard.
He was angry. He was an angry little boy. Sometimes Jacoby would be so explosive to the point that, he would have to go home because they would think that maybe something else would happen.
Kobie actually got expelled at 8 years old. 8.
After all the negative things in Kobie's life, something positive came in the form of a mentor named Anel.
So I got this referral back in April of 2015 when he was in 8th grade and he was 14 years old. So when I got his case, it was because of all the suspensions that he had, and then it was also from his probation officer at the time. When I first picked up Kobie's case, he was struggling with math and reading.
F's.
His overall engagement in the school, his motivation to be in school, all of that was very low.
He had gave up and he just wanted to basically drop out.
So all of that combined with suspensions and former expulsions and those kind of things really set him up to enter the school-to-prison pipeline. I was able to really work with him about, again, going back to the point of the importance of your education. And I think with Kobie, there was a moment where it kind of dawned on him that he wasn't as skilled as he would like to be educationally. And once he kind of realized that a little deeper than what he thought he was, that just kind of flicked the switch with him.
And then we just started doing work one day. He like, bro, we gotta do this work. He come grab me like, you hungry? That's how you get me. Just do this work.
So all you gotta do is just make sure you keep using that thought process of how I'm gonna achieve these goals. How am I going to maneuver this system? How am I going to do, and bro, I ain't got to worry about you. Straight up.
Anel drove Kobie to and from school. He also helped Kobie explore the outside world.
So the Detroit Auto Show was really awesome to be able to connect with him on. It really gets him to see like all the different cars, obviously, but it also gets him to see like how the cars are, how the engines are in the cars. That's just one of the things that I know that's part of his interests and it's part of his goals. So just trying to give him more exposure about how to be able to see what you could potentially do with those kind of things.
When Anel came into his life, I was happy to know that because I just felt that things would change for him. It could be like a big brother for him, someone else for him to talk to and to help him mold him into a man that I know that he could become.
Having that male figure, somebody to look up to, somebody that looks like you, skin-wise, facial-wise, those kind of things. Once he was able to have a male role model in his life, a positive male role model in his life, then he was able to really take off.
Anel helped place Kobie in an alternative school, a school for students who need more individual attention.
It's a family feel here. We love them. We take out the time to understand them and love them and hug them and tell them we love them.
Without this alternative school, what would happen to these students?
One of the answers is they end up in prison or they end up dead.
On a day he was supposed to do peer mentoring in school, Kobie was not there. He had been sent home for smelling of marijuana.
That was me. Ain't nobody else to blame for that.
It happened, it's over, it's done with, move on.
Like,
In October of his senior year, Kobie got into a fight on a bus and was arrested.
There was an older white gentleman who stood over top of him and kind of was in an intimidating force.
he touched me a couple times physically, pushed me out in the seat, and I did punch him. I got it on camera. Okay, I'm guilty of that. But there was other stuff that was being said that I wasn't guilty of. Nobody jumped nobody. And it was things in there I felt that was racial.
Well, he was held at the Washington County Sheriff's Department for maybe 6 or 7 hours, but he was there long enough to know that's not a place he wanted to go back to.
By the spring of his senior year, Kobie still had not done enough work to graduate on time. He got a warning letter.
Okay, so I don't want to see no more of those letters.
But if you read the letter at the top, it says...
I want a letter that says Kobie is on graduation, getting ready to graduate, and on track for graduation.
Not turning work in. It's that simple.
His quarter 2 grade is pretty low.
I think he's actually maybe 2 credits shy of where he should be.
So of course there's a chance that Kobie won't graduate.
Because, like, it was stuff that I felt like myself, I found myself saying, I can't do this no more. But you can take it, you can do it, you can go farther, you can go harder. You can't give up.
Kobie's got the willpower to get it done, and I want to see him walk across that stage.
I know I'm going to graduate on time. That's all to it. If I don't graduate on time, I won't graduate at all. It's now or never.
Finally, the word came down. Anel sent a text.
He's definitely shown the ability to achieve anything that he wants to achieve, anything that he dreams of achieving.
I knew that he could do it, but he just needed the right person to be placed in that child's life to help them be successful.
I love you. Me too. Are we on the same with it?
Although Kobie did graduate, family and friends still worried about the dangers ahead.
In this community, it could be like a flip of a coin. It's a 50-50 chance. You could easily, turn into something that's not productive.
Him getting involved with drugs with the wrong crowd.
To the wrong crowd or get involved with the wrong activities.
In fact, the day after graduation, he was in court on an assault charge from the incident on the bus. He received probation and a $500 fine. Despite his uncertain future, family and friends were glad that Kobie achieved the success that he did achieve.
So I'm hoping that Kobie can be my first son, that does something, that go far and do something with his diploma.
With drive and motivation and also relationships, that can really deter a student from entering the school to prison pipeline, and I think that's really the way to go.